Okay, so what we predominantly do is tow bars for Model 3 and Model Y. We do all EVs, but I know you're all Tesla people, so we'll concentrate on Teslas. The Model 3 tow bar is a stealth, so the bar actually drops out and you can put a cover on and you will never know you have a tow bar. Okay? They're not the cheapest bar in the world, but they're the only option in Australia. The Model Y bar is all approved as well. Be very careful when you're dealing with people who say their bar has been ADR certified. There is a difference between ADR certified and ADR approved. The approved means they've read what the paperwork says the bar should do, and it does it. Tested, certified, means it's been sent to the test company for testing, which costs thousands of dollars. And all our bars have been done. We have the test results and everything on there. We've got the actual sheet if you need it, but I don't think I've ever been asked for it because we tell people that it's there. But there are people out there who say they've got, for instance, Australian made. These are both made in the US, the Model Y and the Model 3. Don't believe they've been tested. Okay, they are ADR approved but not tested. So that's, the Model Y is sort of stealthy as it comes. So it's a torque lift each bar. I personally don't like this little bat wing. So that is another vehicle with a tow bar on it. We just cut out half the clips and you can pry it out with a little screwdriver or a plastic clip. So when it's out, you can cover it up, you wouldn't even know it's there. Actually, go back one. So the towing capacity of a Model 3 is 750, everything in Australia is 750 kilo unbraked, okay? No matter what cover, if it's been certified to tow in Australia, 750 unbraked. Braked on the Model 3 is 1,000 kilos, and braked on the Model Y is 1,600 kilos. Downball weight on the Model 3 is 100, and downball weight on the Model Y is 150. We also do the Kuwait bike rack. It came through necessity. Most of the people we were supplying tow bars to were to do bike racks, and they were asking us, have you got a bike rack? And most of the people we provide bike racks to are EV owners, and EV owners have EV bikes. So electric mountain bikes, things like that. The Q8 rack is rated to take an EV bike, electric bike. And as you can see there, there's a 2-bike one there, goes to a 3 or a 4. So it's just a little thing we have on the side. One of the biggest questions we get asked, especially with towing, is consumption. And I know we've covered a little bit earlier on it, but it does affect your consumption, okay? There's no two ways around it. You are going to lose. If you put a trailer the size of mine on a equivalent size car, I'd sort of say it's around a Mazda 6. If you were to put that trailer on a Mazda 6, you'd halve its range as well. So it's something to get over. You just got to plan around it if you are towing a trailer. A normal 6x4 trailer, it's obviously going to be a lot less than that. But you'll learn as you go driving into your cars that everything affects range. The weather, the wind, as we pointed out earlier. Weight is here or there. I've had 2.5 tonne behind mine and didn't make much of a difference. The speed at which I did that was a huge difference. Okay, so it's, you sit on 100 or sit on 115, huge difference. We've got a couple of hashtags going that we love people to go on and do. couple of tow bars we've installed for customers. This one in particular was from Townsville. I think they picked the teardrop camper up from Tasmania. So they drove all the way down there, picked it up, taken it up. And they're actually coming in for a lift kit on their Model 3 as well in a couple of weeks. So leading into that, Mountain Pass Performance, we are the dealer in Australia for Mountain Pass Performance. We do suspension upgrades and lift kits. They also do brake upgrades as well. Most people are probably not interested in this sort of stuff, but we've had a few, especially with the lift kits, we've had a few people who can't get into their own driveway. The car scrapes getting into their own driveway and they've had to leave the car out on the street. Since we've done this, ours was the first to get lifted in Australia. We've just been inundated with requests for this lift kit. So it is definitely something people think about. And the other one is the suspension upgrades with the coilovers and the comfort of them. So if you're coming from I come from sports cars, so the ride on a Model 3 doesn't feel harsh to me at all. But to some people it does. If you're coming from a Mercedes or a BMW of the saloon class, it feels a little bit tight. So they make a comfort upgrade for the coilovers for the Model 3 and the Model Y. Everything, the Mountain Pass Performance, that is all they do, is suspension and brakes for Teslas. That is it. Nothing else. So they're really good at it. It's out of Canada and the US. And yeah, not much more I can say about that. If you are interested, let me know and we can talk further. I've had a lot of people ask me about warranties on this and tow bars. So you'll get, depending on where you go when it comes to where you bought your car or who you talk to, sales rep, your delivery guy, anyone within Tesla, you'll get some that downright say, nah, you void your warranty. That is not quite true. They are rated to tow in Australia, and just because they don't have a tow bar for it doesn't mean that you void your warranty when you put one on. That's like saying a Toyota voids warranty if you put an ARB bull blower on it. Doesn't. There are certain aspects of that it would, but do you mind if I use your example, Luke? I've forgotten his name. What was his? Richard, was it? Peter. Okay, so Peter, one of the first guys to get a stealth tow bar in Australia, he blew his drive unit. He was in Cairns at the time, and this guy has been all over Facebook, all these social medias, bragging about how much he's towing, and he's always towing and all the rest. So it would be nothing for someone to find something about him towing. He got given a hire car in Cairns. His car got shipped back to Brisbane. The drive unit got replaced. When he got back to Brisbane with the hire car, his car was ready to go. No questions asked. Okay, so people who say that they avoid their warranty, it's not quite right. That's not their area. Same with the suspension parts. The only thing we replace, it's actually a body lift when we do the lift. It's not suspension lift, it's a body lift. We do have to replace the rear camber arms, which are these ones here. Only to make them adjustable, and it's the same when you lower the car. You should be putting in adjustable camber arms if you are lowering the car also, because it will put your rear camber out. That is the only part we're actually replacing. So that is actually stronger than the factory part, so I can't see it failing. And the only other thing from lifting a car is we're adjusting the angle of the CVs slightly. So you may have a problem with getting a warranty CV, but I really highly doubt it. The fact that the Tesla guys that we deal with, they love these mods that we're doing. They're not arguing against it. They're not saying, oh no, you can't do that. It's more the salespeople and that. But they're just not educated right. It's Australian consumer law. covers you. Like, they've got to prove that whatever you did to your car caused the problem. Very hard to do. Even if it is a towing issue, very hard to prove that towing a certain trailer caused the problem. So the likelihood is non-existent, as far as I'm concerned. We started offering little accessories. You guys can buy all the same accessories we get off Amazon, Allied Express, Tesla Fire, all of these accessories. All of these accessories are available through them. But what we found was things like brake caliper covers. Not everyone has the ability or tools to actually do that. So while we were there doing a tow bar or a suspension upgrade or whatever, we would get those accessories for them. So if you ask me to come and fit a screen protector for you, I'll be not entirely happy about it because we seriously don't make any money on it. It's a feature we offer if you're using our bigger services. But we will come and do it, no problems, but we'll fit you in around jobs. That's that one out there on our little property. We love ruining the weekend, getting out there, showing people what they can and can't do with it. We've got some all-terrain tyres coming for this vehicle, and then we'll test her out on a few four-wheel drive tracks. The vision on the Model 3 and the Model Y for towing is awesome. You don't get any of these camera angles in any other car when you're towing. So get your three cameras up, you can see, especially when you're turning a corner. I probably should have a photo of it turning a corner there, but you can actually see the trailer come out the side and you can see if you're going to hit, which if you take a close look at my trailer, you'll see I did. Curves and things like that. So the vision is really good. What I add, I came from a V8 Patrol, and this thing tows better than a V8 Patrol. That's it. That's it for me. Any questions?
Yes. The nose cone on your trailer, I noticed it's different from the picture.
Oh, that's an old trailer, that one.
Okay.
That was our first, that one there, you mean?
Yes.
Up there, yeah, it's just a different trailer. I'm not here to promote my other business, but my other business is trailer making.
Oh, I was thinking that. Oh, right. You've got that.
So we put a nose on that one. I think it's slightly better than that. That picture there, that angle of that trailer, if someone tries to tell you that's aerodynamic, just go and walk off, because it's not. That's like towing a brick. Putting a little V on the front makes no difference whatsoever. Putting the round on does, and putting the wing on the back. I don't know if you've noticed the trailer out there has a trailing wing. That helps as well. Now, in the US, all their semis now have those trailing wings. I don't know if you've spotted them. Yeah. So, and it's very much like the teardrop trailer, rounded at the front, tapers off. Couldn't taper it off, and neither can a semi-trailer. So they put these rear wings on, which helps the air diffuse off the back a bit better. Yep.
Yeah, and just a reminder about the if I get a Tesla tow bar that has a software package.
Oh, the software package for the Model Y.
It's going to be good or bad.
Yeah, the good and the bad. Okay, so Tesla are saying at the moment that they're going to make a Model Y tow bar. They've been saying since 2015 that they're going to make one for the Model 3, and that's never happened. I'm not saying the Model Y isn't going to happen. I believe it will. Getting one will be another story. Even in the US, the #1 bar for the Model Y is the Torque Lift Eco-Hitch, the one we're installing, the one that's been tested. I don't think Elon's interested in making tow bars. Why would he? It's a third-party add-on that you can already get from someone else. So why would he bother? The tow feature, the Model Y has a CAN bus on the back and a trailer plug ready to go. We pull the bumper bars off to put the tow bars on so we can see it. The Model 3 did not have that. Okay, it's got CAN bus out there, and it would generally take a third-party device, or if Tesla ever made one, which they haven't. But it
They have here, so you can buy a Model 3 with a factory TOCA that had that module in it.
had the module in it, yeah. So the modules here, we've actually researched it. If we wanted to get the modules here, they're like $900 to make your trailer lights work. Ooh, that's expensive. Especially when I can do it for $100 with a ECU kit. We still put an ECU kit underneath the back, which is fused. So if anything happens on the trailer, you short out, something gets hit up the bum or whatever, it will then blow the fuse in the back. It will not even touch the car. The only thing we're doing is taking the signals that the car is giving the lights and using them to then turn on the trailer lights, but it's 100% disconnected. So it's not actually connected to the trailer, the car lights, or the part of the car, so it can't affect the car. The Model Y is going to, if that bar does come, it will have tow mode. Now, not to be confused with your tow mode that you can already see on your screen, that is for if you're getting your car towed. The tow mode will, few things that we know it will do already that it does in the US is it'll adjust your range, allow for the trailer, whereas mine at the moment tells me I'm going to get here with, I think I left home this morning, it told me I was going to get here with 67%, I got here with 25. Okay? So it doesn't calculate for the trailer. It does as you go, like you were saying before, like it does adjust itself and say, hey, we're going to get here. When you get here, yeah, we got here with 25%, thanks. But it does not do it, whereas the Model Y with the tow software will take into consideration. I'm not too sure how accurate that will be though, because based on, it hasn't got a weigh scale, so it can't weigh your trailer, so things like that. The other functions it will turn off will be autopilot, reversing beepers, it'll turn off, things like that. The only time I get beeped when I'm in reverse is it's telling me there's a trailer there. Well, I already knew that, so allow for it. It doesn't move your reversing sensors to the rear of the trailer. You've still got to be aware of what's going around. I've got to carry on back and on, so it's fine. But yeah, the turning off the autopilot, well, I'd be pretty disappointed if it turned off my autopilot, because I use my autopilot every day. I do a lot of Ks. For instance, the grey one is 5 weeks old, 8,000 Ks. Okay? So if someone told me I was getting a factory tow bar and it's going to turn off my autopilot, I wouldn't be happy. So, and there's no way of turning that off. As soon as you plug a trailer in for the lights, it puts it in tow mode. So I would rather have the option myself. But yeah, that's about it. Anything else?
So, yeah, what's a normal lift and what does it look like, and does it change the performance?
Performance-wise, the lift is 40 mil. We can't adjust it from that. It is a body lift, like I said. So legal requirements, I don't know why they went 40 over there, but it's great, because legal for us for suspension and body is 50 mil. So we're 10 mil below the legal requirement that you're allowed to go. You're allowed to go 75 mil, but that includes your tyre. Okay, so you're allowed another 25 mil tyre. The tyres are really, if you want to lift just with a tyre, it's very tight on a Model 3. Okay, the upper control arms are very close to where the tyre is, so you can't just go and put on a bigger tyre. And even then, most tyre places won't do it for you because they won't go outside of 10% different with what the factory says. Okay, so you won't get to this out of it. What was the other part of it?
And so you do the 40 mil lift when you do the tyre.
Well, I have to get more. I love being able to get in and out of it easy. That's what I love. Rachel's got the white one, and that's stock, believe it or not. People think it's lower, but it's not. It's stock. And every time I go to get in it, it's like I'm breaking it back. So it's, but she loves it. That's what she loves.
There's a range impact for having a good kit. 4 or 5%.
I tell people 4 or 5%, but I'm honest when I say I probably haven't seen that. I've probably seen 1 to 2.
Right.
So it's It's negligible. But if I went and told someone 1 to 2%, then they'd prove me wrong and say it's 2.2 and jump up and down. So I tell people 5% range for lifting out. Grey one's lifted 40 mil and has a 5% increase in tyre. We are trying to get a all-terrain tyre for that, and we're looking at getting it, but it looks like we're going to have to bring it from the US. So Tesla make an all-terrain tyre in the US because they have snow. So they have a winter tyre and a summer tyre. Here in Australia, we just have the same tyre for every season, especially in Queensland, because that's what we do. But in America, they do have 2 sets of tyres, 2 sets of wheels for each season, and they make an all-terrain for the Model 3, for the Model Y. We just can't get them here in Australia. And Tesla are actually looking at it for us. They're going to try and get us a set to because there are a lot of people who live on dirt roads that, especially with the Model 3 and the standard wheels on the SR, are pretty low profile. So people are cutting sidewalls on ruts and things like that. So, yeah. Nice. Anything else? All right, hand you back to Luke.
Thank you, Scott.